I'm over here counting my stash. Cooper, get out of here. Last time you got me in trouble with Be Safe. This is a good spot to sell my drugs.
Sergeant, be safe. We just got a call for suspicious activity. Copy that, dispatch. Captain Chaos and his K9 Kraken, along with me, are just now arriving on the scene. We'll stop and check it out. 10-4, Sergeant, be safe.
Oh no, cops! I'm out of here.
Release the Kraken!
Hey, we see your drugs over there. Stop running, treacherous Tony. We will get you.
All right. I give up. I won't do it again.
Yeah, you say that all the time.
I'm sick of going to jail.
Illegal drugs are a bad decision. Just ask treacherous Tony. This isn't a good view. Take it from me, Sergeant Be Safe. I want you to make good decisions. And that's your tip of the day to get you on your way.
Subscribe now.
Let's go, start the show.
Now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Coach Cleus, your motivational speaker, your empowerment coach, your author, and your favorite baker's favorite baker. That was the intro to the lab. We used to do that, tell everyone to bring their pen and their pad, and we're going to get started with this interview. That was our old intro. We used to do that from 3, maybe 4 years back. Now this is transitioned to Black and Blue. This is the podcast where we highlight law enforcement officers across the nation who are either rookie, seasoned, or retirees. And we talk about their experiences. We talk about their companies. We talk about their self-published books. We talked about them going through the hiring process, getting promoted. So many wonderful things are brought forth on this podcast, on this platform right now. I got a special guest in the background. He's zooming home. I just got off the phone with him. He officiated a college basketball game, and he's on his way back to be on to have better lighting and a better background, so he'll be here momentarily. So therefore, we got to stick around for these sponsorships, these videos. Sergeant Be Safe, as you already saw, he's part of the podcast himself. He's with One Way Publishing. He is the sergeant who gives safety tips. The cartoon version and the voiceovers for Sergeant Be Safe himself are normally seasoned veteran police officers, some others. Shayla's in here. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you guys tag, like, and share. Get the comments up. Leroy Martin, Sheriff Martin's in here. Thank you guys for tuning in. You know, we're streaming on 5 different platforms right now. We're streaming 2 on Facebook, we're streaming 1 on LinkedIn, and we're streaming 2 on YouTube itself under Coach Clee or some sort of moniker of the such. Make sure you subscribe and like that, share with your families, all that good information, because we have a bunch of wonderful people who are already on the show, and we got a beautiful lineup. We're scheduled out to about April right now, so we're going to keep it going. We go live weekly, once a week. Normally it's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys for sticking around. Sorry for the delay. We are going at 8 p.m. tonight because of situations that are going on. I see Jamon's in here. Thank you for tuning in. What's going on with you as well? Yes. And if you want that shout out, because we're streaming on so many different platforms, I can't see who's in here. So make sure you have your questions, your comments, or that shout out that you're looking for. Put that in the comment section, and I'll give you the shout out, put it on the screen, let you know that we're here. All right. We're on. I love this platform too. Since we're on this platform, it's interactive. With this interactive platform, you can ask your questions in real time. You can ask it during the replay, and we'll get back to you. But we don't know what your questions are until we actually view them. All right. In the comment section that you see, and what you will see scrolling below in a moment, is the website the website for our guests is in here, and we'll get into that during the interview. The website for One Way Publishing is workwithclee.com. That's in the comment section below as well. Take a look at that, not now, but later, and make sure you check that out. One Way Publishing is a book publishing company, and I've published a few of those books myself. Other clients have come through and published their books as well. The best way to get your book published is to do it yourself and have the right experts to help you guide you through that process, because you don't want to write the chapter of your life. You don't want to have someone else write it for you. You want to make sure it gets done yourself. One Way Publishing's motto is they can turn a mere thought into a book that's bought. And so stand by. We're going to show you Sergeant Be Safe has something to say about One Way Publishing.
Welcome to One Way Publishing. I'm Sergeant Be Safe, and over there you see Captain Chaos with the K9 Kraken. One Way Publishing has great deals, so we're over here typing up our own books. Everyone has a story to tell, and who better to write the story of your life than you? Even if it's a fiction make-believe book, it can still get done. Here at One Way Publishing, they pride themselves on turning a mere thought into a book that's bought. So Kraken, what do you think about that? Just imagine going to the bookstore and seeing the book that you wrote on the shelves. And that's your tip of the day to get you on your way. Make sure you check out the website workwithclee.com.
All right, and that was One Way Publishing again by Sergeant Be Safe introduced it. Make sure you guys check that out. The website scrolling below, and the website is also in the comments section. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you know, like I said, without further ado, we're going to jump into this interview. We're going to have fun. We're going to learn a lot. Make sure you have your questions ready, because this is live and interactive. Some of you may know him. Others of you may not. He's very popular in his hometown. He's got connections. He's been in this industry for over 24 years as an investigator and a sheriff. He's also got his own LLC. We're going to talk about that as well. He's a branding consultant. He does public speaking. Of course, he does. He's a referee. He does security. He's got so many different plates spinning at the same time. It's hard to keep your head on straight. However, we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to talk about various topics on how he got his start, what gave him the burning desire, what moved him to stay in this arena for over 2.5 decades, and how we can talk about retention and recruiting. There we go. You guys know I get tongue-tied often. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, without further ado, I'm going to bring him to the stage. Mr. Wilson, Steve Wilson, are you here?
I am here, sir. Ready to go.
Absolutely. Thank you for making yourself available to us. I know time was of the essence. You were on the highway, zooming to get home so you could do this, and I appreciate you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, first of all, I'm honored to be on your show and your platform. Thank you for the ability to come on. You do a fabulous job, amazing job.
Thank you.
Truly honored to be here.
I'm honored to have you. Thank you.
So,
go ahead.
I'd like to get into the questions. I'd like to just get into the questions. I don't like to talk too much about myself, but my name is Stephen Wilson. Born and raised in the city of Boston, city of champions. 24 plus years in law enforcement, executive protection, and armed security. I started many years ago, as many of us start, Brother Klee, in security. I went from regular security, armed security, became a road supervisor. And out of that, I was actually a salesman selling sneakers as well.
Okay.
At this place called MVP Sports.
Okay.
And out of nowhere, I applied for a job, got a call from the academy, and the rest is history. I started actually in the game when I got into the blue side as a school resource officer, someone calls it. Here we call it the Boston School Police Department. And that's how I got my start. And I did that for about 21 years. We had a nasty police reform situation. I left. I switched over, went to another academy in my tender ages into my 40s, knocked the academy out. Now I'm with the Sheriff's Department, and I'm an investigator with the Sheriff's Department. So that's a quick snapshot, Brother Klee.
All right. Thank you for that. Thank you. And stand by, because Sergeant Be Safe is going to welcome you to the platform too.
Wow.
Hello, this is Sergeant Be Safe, and I want to welcome all you viewers and our very special guests to Black and Blue. So get your questions ready and enjoy the show.
Film Pack.
Subscribe now.
Yeah, and I hope you guys are enjoying Sergeant Be Safe. Sergeant Be Safe enjoys being on this platform. But I know, Steve, I know you were coming home and we kind of pushed things back. I appreciate you being flexible because you were.
I appreciate you being flexible, not me, Brother.
Hey, we're here. We made it happen. So therefore, it was meant to be. And tell us a little bit about how you got into refereeing before we start getting into law enforcement. And I know you kind of gave us a little foundation. But how do you? I know you got many plates spinning. Tell us a little bit about some of the plates that you have spinning.
Yes, sir. Well, it's funny, as you know already, Brother Khalid, but I don't know if the audience knows that law enforcement and officiating is like it ties in together. It's a certain brother sisterhood. If you are very good at law enforcement, you're going to be very good at officiating. It's the same thing, managing people. So about 7-8 years ago, a good friend of mine, like a brother, actually a court officer here in Massachusetts, Massachusetts court officer, he was doing fabulous in it. He said, Steve, you should take the test. Ironically, I listened to him, Brother Klee. It was one of the best decisions I made in my life. But when I first took the test, the person I am trying to help so many people, I failed the test and I got everyone to pass. So I was like, you know what?
Wow.
It might not be for me. He said, listen, brother, just for me. Try it again. I'll pay for the class and all that. I said, no. I tried. I passed. And the rest is history, man. I just, it's the same type of situation. You take your test and you get out there and you learn and you listen and you do trial and error. And now, I'm proud to say, I made it all the way up to the NCAA ranks. And all I try to do now is just help as many people I can to get in the officiating arena. As you might have heard, there's a shortage in officiating, just like there's a shortage in law enforcement. So they're both mirroring each other right now.
Yep.
But I love doing it. It brings me great joy.
Okay.
And, thank you for asking me the question.
Yeah. So I know you're officiating in law enforcement. They go hand in hand. You're currently with the Sheriff's Department in Massachusetts. What is your current duties and responsibilities there, and how do they coincide with being a referee?
Brother Clee, I didn't really hear you. Kind of went out a little bit there.
My apologies. I'm wondering, what's your current duties and responsibilities with your current department? Can you hear me?
Oh, great question.
Here we go.
Yep, I heard you. I've been blessed to get hired by a phenomenal sheriff's department, and also being blessed to be a part of their investigation division. And our duties and responsibilities, we're basically like internal affairs and detectives all in one. So we handle all investigations internally and externally for the sheriff's department.
Okay.
That's everything from detainees, as you know, inmates, employees, all the way up to the sheriff himself. We're the one-stop shop.
Okay.
And so it's a phenomenal position, but it never stops, as you know, Brother Clint. Never.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a job that doesn't stop at all. Once it's
never stops.
The faces may change, but the game keeps going on. Yep. So let me ask you.
Yes, sir. Faces never change.
You got a mentor of yours that helped you get into the become a referee. Do you have any mentors that help you get into law enforcement? Is there someone that you looked up to, someone that kind of took you under their wing and guided you up? If so, can you share that experience?
Of course. Great story behind that.
Okay.
In high school, I went to Hyde Park High School, that is now closed here in Boston, in the Hyde Park section of Boston. And the sergeant in my high school, I was assistant coach after I graduated 3 years into college. I came back and became the assistant basketball coach at my own high school. And so one day after practice, I'm walking down the hallway and I said, "Hey, Sergeant Bell, how's everything?" He said, "Steve, everything's great." I said, "It's always good to talk to you, Sarge. I hope everything's all right, and hope your family's well." He said, "Yeah." Out of nowhere, Brother Khalid, he said, "You know what, Steve? You'll be good as a school police officer." And I was like, "What?" So I said, "Sarge, I don't think so." He said, "Yeah, you would." He said, "Let's talk about it. Let's do lunch on him." I said, "I'll get back to you, Sarge." So the next time I saw him, Brother Khalid, he pressured me again. And guess what happened? The deputy chief happened to be there. He introduced me to the deputy chief. Long story short, I get a call, I get an interview, I'm on my way to the academy, and there it is. So Sergeant Stephen Bell, that ended up finishing his career as Captain Stephen Bell, got me into law enforcement around June 98, 99.
Okay. All right.
And the rest is history.
Still evolving history, as we like to say. And
yes, sir.
I know is So he got you into it. Is there anyone that after you were into it for a few years and started to come into your own that you kind of related to or emulated or looked up to, and like, I'm gonna climb through the ranks and this is who I want to be like when I get to this level?
Of course, there's so many to name, and I don't want to start naming because when people watch this, you know how it works. You forgot about me. I'm like,
Yeah.
So the first guy that really gave me pride about the uniform, coming up on, showing up on time, making sure that you are beacon in the uniform, but also a beacon for your people. You see what I'm saying? So this show is called Black and Blue, and I have to say that, Brother Clee. A positive, strong black man in the uniform to show our people that we can do that. With Sergeant Willie Matthews, R.I.P. is not with us. He was just phenomenal, man. He was a father figure. He was no nonsense.
Okay.
He was straight down, down the arrow, super clean, super neat, always on time, always respectful, tough love, but would give you a shirt off the back, and would jump in front of a bullet or oncoming train for anyone. So that was my first one that I wanted to emulate. My first real mentor was actually our assistant chief at that time, Assistant Chief David Johnson. Assistant Chief David Johnson was, he was our Muhammad Ali to us because he achieved such a high, plateau as being assistant chief in the city of Boston, where, the history of the city of Boston already, precludes it. So I don't have to get into that so much. So as a black man from the inner city, on the police force, becoming assistant chief, that was our mentor and someone we looked up to, and that I'm in contact with today.
Okay. All right. Nice. It's interesting. I like asking this question because throughout the years you get this platform. It has a lot of either very young college kids, early in the military. You got some that are very seasoned in the job, and you got a few retirees. And we can all relate because we all have that one, maybe two, or a handful of people that they took us under their wing. We appreciate them. We looked up to them. And as we started to grow, you give them that shout out. So you're like, I want to be like him. And to me, I can only speak for me. You feel like you've never accomplished that. But then when someone looks up to you, they think you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. And you're like, I appreciate you feeling that way, thinking that way. However, I'm just doing what I saw before me.
Brother Clee, I couldn't say it better myself. That's exactly. I could never get to Sergeant Willie Matthews level, Assistant Chief Dave Johnson, and many others.
Right.
I try to be consistent and continue the road and pave it for someone else to come behind us. Gotcha. That's all we can do is be consistent of being, a very good person.
Absolutely. Yeah, common sense of being a good person and having a good heart is basically the foundation of any job. But of course, in the job of service, I mean, if you got those core values, you'll be successful. You just got to learn the job itself. But if you have
absolutely, man. I mean, Brother Clee, you batting 1,000 right now, man. You got 35 in the fourth right now, man.
Oh man, we good. I like that. But let me ask you this: so when you went to that lunch with your mentor, excuse me for forgetting his name, and the deputy chief, I believe it was that day, and they kind of bullied you into the corner, which was cool because you know how some things just work out. And they said, I think you'll be a good school resource officer. And then you took hold of that. Was that your first burning desire to actually get into law enforcement and wanting to make a difference in the community?
Well, I always been a part of my community since, ever.
Okay.
And I've always been helping out. And I did have that burning desire, but at that time, Brother Clee, in the 90s, as you know, it was so difficult and tough. Boston Police, State Police, Transit Police, all the major police departments in Greater Boston, you could almost forget it. If you wasn't a disabled vet and you didn't score 1,000 on the civil service, it wasn't happening, Brother Khalid.
Right.
So I had the desire, but I just said, it's not just going to happen for me. So let me continue to be the best I can be in whatever I can obtain. And it did actually happen. And I'm just lucky and blessed. And I just continue to, to be the best version of me because someone's always looking.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that answer. I too was a school resource officer. Mine was against my will. I'm not gonna put all that out there, but I mean, it was going there, being a school resource officer, and also coaching for kids, midget level football is a humbling experience for myself and the kids as well, because the kids, they humanize you and they see you as a human being, because when you're dealing with them, they know me as Coach Clee before they know me as Officer Clee. And so when they still to this day, the most of them are in high school and graduating out, they come up, it's like, hey, Coach Clee, XYZ, XYZ. And it's a good feeling because I'm related to them. I know who their parents are. I know who their friends and family, I know where they live, things like that. And they come to me because they have that security level, because they knew me as when they were a little kid. They felt comfortable because they knew me as a coach first and they knew me as a person first. And I know I say all that to say, I know you and your community, we were talking behind the stage, you got a foothold in your community, and I know that comes with you. It's generational, and that has a lot to do with being an SRO too, because you have heart to hearts with a lot of the kids in that era.
Brother Clee, that's so powerful, man, because I went through the same process where I was the assistant basketball coach at my old high school, and also the SRO. And now we go from that to this day, I'm having the students of, my students that I help, bring up, their children are coming through, and I see them, and I'm just like, I can't believe this.
Yeah.
And the relationships I built with these young folks, they always saw me as coach before anything else, as you say. Right. And to this day, Coach, how you doing? Matter of fact, early today, me and my beautiful fiance that came in the house, I got a text from one of my former players that he knew me as an SRO. I coached him in AAU in high school.
Okay.
Invited us to his wedding. So in August, we'll be going to Mexico to his wedding for somebody that I mentored, coached, and it was an SRO all at the same time. So I'm truly blessed, man. I'm truly blessed. Not in monetary, but with relationships and people that really love me and care for me. And you can't ask for anything else, man. So for him to ask me to come and be a part of his special day with his queen and his family, it's truly an honor, and I'll be there like last year.
There we go. See, and congratulations to you, and congratulations to him too for hitting that milestone. But that's got to be a good, as you said, Shayla, that's got to be a good feeling to have someone come back and then offer you that they want to share a piece of their life and their future with you because you dedicated a piece of the past with them.
It's amazing. This is my 5th time this happening. I was best man twice.
Okay.
And you talking about tears and crying in front of people I don't know. I try to hold it together, man. But when you get in front of those people, and his father said, while he was incarcerated, he said, "Thank you for being the father to my son that I couldn't be."
Wow, that's a big,
that was powerful. It was powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, stand by. We're not going anywhere. We just got to take a pause for the cause because One Way Publishing said that we got to show a Sergeant Be Safe commercial. So stand by, and I hope you guys enjoy it because they're a lot of fun to see.
Excuse me, madam. You're standing still in a no parking zone. If you don't get a move on that body, I'll be forced to give you a ticket.
Hey, it's Sergeant Be Safe.
Danger! Danger!
Excuse me, ma'am. The sign says no parking.
I'm not parking. I'm just running into Dunkin' Buck to get my coffee.
You are parked. You're outside of your vehicle and you're illegally parked in a fire lane. Parking in a proper spot and taking a few extra steps is not going to make you late for work. Matter of fact, here comes the fire truck now, and you're in the way. This is going to cause a problem. I may need to just have this vehicle towed so the fire department can get in here and deal with this emergency. If the sign says no parking, do as it says. Don't park there.
Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. It would be my fault if a tragedy happened. Thanks for not giving me a ticket, Sergeant Be Safe. Now I know for next time.
Well, just consider this your warning, and definitely let this be the last time. I'm Sergeant Be Safe, and it may seem minor, but it's very important. Make sure you park legally. And that's your tip of the day to get you on your way.
Subscribe now.
And there we go. Starting to be safe right there. We are back on the platform. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got Stephen Wilson in here. Who just had a I'd never do that. Wow. She I appreciate it. I know you wouldn't. She enjoys doing those voiceovers. She got to interject every now and then. We give a shout out to the lovely lady voiceover, Shayla Thompson. I appreciate you. Yes, and I know she's a rule follower, so no, she would not park in a fire lane. But we're jumping back into the show, ladies and gentlemen. We talked a lot about the history. We talked a lot about being an SRO on The Burning Desire with Stephen Wilson. Talked about being an officiator. I wanted to move on. I want to talk about your LLC and how the plates that you got spinning. So you got Go Get It Enterprises LLC. Did I say that correctly? Is that correct?
Go Get It. Yes, sir.
How'd that come about?
Since I was a young man, my inner circle and people that I'm close to have always called me for direction.
Mm-hmm.
And what I didn't know at that time, Brother Khalid, you can get paid for, and that's called consulting.
Yep.
But so I started an advisory group, and we started off just with small business consulting and just and showing people where to go and how to get certain things. And now, from that, over 10 years ago, now we have Go Get It Enterprise LLC, and we do branding, small business consulting, keynote speaking, marketing, officiating solutions, and security services.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful thing. It keeps me busy, and I love helping people. And when you help people and you actually get compensated for it, what else do you ask for?
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, like I said, that the information's in the comment section, the website's in the comment section below. And if you take a look at what's scrolling underneath this screen, his website's scrolling right there. So if you want to reach out and get some of those services, and I know you kind of touched on the highlights of each services. So if someone would reach out to you for consulting or they need some marketing, what kind do you have a team, or do you do that? Do you spearhead it yourself? How would they go about going from start to finish? I know you can't give me all the flavor with it, but give me the skeleton on how if I reached out to you, how we could get there.
Oh, I have an amazing team already with us, and I have people that specialize in things, and everything that I actually do, I specialize in.
Okay.
So whatever you need and whatever services that you need, and that our team can put a special platform together just for you, and that's what makes it different. No matter the size of whatever you want, small or or big, we can take care of you.
Okay.
And that's key. And we don't turn anyone away, and we're always here to help.
Okay. And so someone wanted to come by, and is there a certain style of person that you're looking for if they wanted to get into security work or anything like that?
Well, that's a whole different monster, as you know, brother Khalid. First of all, we want what we just that you just eloquently spoke on earlier. We want good people,
right?
Good professional people with good hearts. Number two is we want people that have the correct skill set and certifications, that we need, as you already know. Right. And third, we need people that we can truly rely on.
Right.
So that's what we're looking for. If you have those things, we always have something available.
Okay. And I know like you said, backstage, the last security detail you did was for MLK Day or an event for MLK. Can you give us a brief synopsis on that?
Yes, I was brought on by Limited Lens, my brother Russell Paulden, and we had the beautiful Embrace Gala here in Boston. And the Embrace Gala was the gala to support the new statue that we have in Boston to honor MLK and his beautiful wife. So that was beautiful to be a part of that. It was beautiful for melanated business, as I like to call it, Brother Klee. It was beautiful to see us suited and booted, being professional and getting the services done to show once again that we can do it, and we are doing it. Like I'm doing it, you're doing it, and a whole bunch of others across the country are doing it. And it's not always what we see on 4, 5, and 7 and 11.
Absolutely. So changing gears a little bit, we're going to jump into law enforcement, and we see on the rise, and I know it's been a hot topic, about mental health and mental illnesses, whether it's running with the public itself or whether it's running rampant through the law enforcement angle as well. You see a lot of cops that get burned out. You see a lot of cops that find a way to self-delete while they're on the job, or a few years after they retire, or anything like that. What would you suggest? How do you think we should take on this challenge that's bringing mental health to the forefront and actually acknowledging it and getting the help that everyone may need?
You just answered the question, Brother Klee. You can't ask me a question, then answer the question, Brother Klee. Man.
Hey, I'm throwing up lobs, man. You playing volleyball, you go ahead for that strike.
I see. Listen, for me, I think it's a simple. First of all, let's talk about what every major city. Well, not even every major city. Let's talk about what they did across the country.
Okay.
And we both know. Across the country, for whatever reason, states start to defund, shut down major mental health facilities, let these folks on the street, and said, "We're done. Now it's on you." That right there left it to the only people that would take on the call is us, because we can't say no, correct?
Right.
So now you have these major institutions that were in business for years, decades, that shut down. These beautiful people now are left with no type of support at all. Now coming to our environments, and they need help, and there's no one there to help them.
Right.
And now we are the first responders to every issue they have.
Everything, yeah.
So there's no good situation that's going to come out of that when you're leaving one group across the country to be the first responders to a group of people that had 24 hours, 7-day-a-week care dedicated just to them. 24 hours, 7 days a week care dedicated just to them. That people that were professionals with degrees and great training to deal with that. Now you ask us to deal with that on a whim. Pretty difficult to do.
Understand. Yep. And I know there's been a lot of critics and detractors that say that some people were held in those institutions against their will. A lot of people should have been let out of those institutions. So I know that there's been a lot of laws and a lot of policies put in place to shut those institutions down. And like you said, it causes first responders to have to deal with such things. And I know we have ICAT, we got CIT going on, we have co-responders. We're learning a different way to finally identify certain types of mental illnesses as we're arriving, so we have an idea of what we're dealing with, as opposed to, I remember the day when we started, it's either a crime or it's not a crime, and you deal with it. It's either one or the other, and if it's not, then okay, you figure it out, we got to go. If it is, okay, yep, you're getting charged, or you're coming with me, we're going to booking or the hospital, and it's a wrap. Now there's so many different agencies involved, which is a good thing because it helps mediate a lot of the things that we're talking about. And since those agencies are involved as other institutions are being shut down, it's a buffer. But do you think that buffer is doing the job effectively, or do you think it's just a Band-Aid on a gaping wound right now?
I think it's a Band-Aid because, like you said before, there was a clear line of how to mediate and move forward when we came around these issues. Now it's not, right? And so what's happening now, we're being forced with it, and now we might detain these individuals, and the place that they're being detained is not a place that was ever built to support them.
Okay.
So what needs to happen is we need to have a real conversation about mental health and how we can give them the support that they truly need for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Right. It can't be someone coming to the scene to say, what's the problem? And then say the problem is either or you get detained or we can't deal with this and we're going to let you continue on with whatever you was doing to affect the general public. Right. It's a very difficult situation. And we got to have local, the county, state, and the federal agencies to sit down and have a conversation about the start and finish to make sure this doesn't happen. Because the way we're doing it now, it's not right, it's not correct, it's not humane, and too many people are being hurt and affected by it on both sides.
Right. And speaking on the other side, law enforcement side, people being hurt, affected, and burned out. You're seeing, I don't have the numbers, so don't quote me on statistics, but a lot of in the line of duty deaths, as far as accidents or whatever may happen, or someone takes another law enforcement officer's life while they're working, is, let's just say for the sake of numbers, 200. Okay, I know that's not correct, but we're just playing a numbers game. And then you see law enforcement officers that are seasoned and that hit burnout, or they already transitioned to retirement, and they're self-deleting they're looking down the barrel of a weapon and they're taking themselves out, and let's just say that number is 800. How do you think we can affect to mitigate self-deletion? I don't like to say the actual word on the platform for certain, sir. But mitigate that so that we're not ending our life prematurely because we're just burnt out or hitting mental illnesses ourselves.
That's an amazing question, Brother Klee, and you asked the tough questions. I think right now, me and you are showing what you need to do. You got to find things, first of all, that take you completely away from the job. I mean, 100% completely away. Right. For me, it's cycling and officiating. Takes me completely away. Right. Number two, we got to bring back that energy and that positive flow of what we used to have many years ago in law enforcement. We have to bring it back. We have to bring back that, you know what I'm saying, that brotherhood, that sisterhood, that family, because when you really have that, then you can see when something is going to happen. And right now, we are being attacked from so many different angles that it's not there anymore. And everyone just feels beat up. Everyone feels attacked. And now, with social media, the internet, there's no way to turn it off. You got to find a way to turn it off. You have to find a way to be linked into a positive work group. You have to find a way to get you a hobby or something that can build your self-esteem and your energy level back to where it is, so you can recharge and come back. That is absolutely 100% necessary.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I like that advice 100%. I've said that on the platform often, that and with any job, not just law enforcement, any job, realistically speaking, you do need to have those moments where you can step back and you can detox, deflate, whatever word you want to fill in the blank with, and just kind of decompress from not having to deal with work, whatever's going on. You don't want to, I got to respond to this email. When I get back to work, I got to follow up with that. Nah, You want to have, whether it's lifting weights, like you said, with cycling, whether it's having a podcast, whether it's writing books, whatever it is, it takes you away to get your mind off of that situation to focus on something else. Your subconscious actually healing your mind in the process, and you find balance that way.
Absolutely right. You got to find balance. You got to find your inner chi, and you just got to find out how to just come back and even it out. And if you don't, you will go down a path of destruction for sure.
So I want to jump into community policing, and that's always a hot topic, and it's even hotter right now with everything that's going on in the country that everyone knows about.
Yes, sir.
And community policing is actually being engaged in the community, knowing who people are, knowing where businesses are at, not getting out of your patrol car and going in businesses, or getting out with kids and playing ball with them at the, everything, just going in the shops and having a conversation. How important now do you think that is with the United States? Do you believe that that's something that we got away from? Do you think that's something that we've been doing, or do you think that's something that we need to take times 10?
Well, exactly. We need to do that times 20. We need to get back to the old thing we used to do when me and you both got into the field, where they would recruit from, the junior colleges, from the high schools, get young people on the job, and then trying to make sure you get close enough to the neighborhood you from and link with that. Right. And I think the problem that we got is, as time went on, and the internet and crime elevated, we tried to elevate with that through specialized units, and we forgot about community policing. And I think the downfall with all the police departments, try to, make sure the comm stats are right, and make sure we're chasing, those worst of the worst individuals to keep the city safe.
Yeah,
we got away from what made us great, is that if Brother Klee and Steve Wilson are both from the neighborhood, grew up in the neighborhood, graduated from the local high school, both coach, referee, and now they're going to be inserted back into the neighborhood, that's a win-win for everybody. And that's what we need to get back to. We got to really recruit. We got to really show people this is amazing industry and field to get into. And we got to do it from here. It got to be from Brother Klee. It has to be from the heart. It can't be because it's propaganda. It can't be because it looks cool. It can't be for Instagram hashtags. It got to be people like me and you from the mud, getting these positions to make sure people that look like us go back to where we're from. Because as you know, one thing that I hate is we get to a certain level, we get to a certain place, and guess what happens? We leave. We don't. And we got to stop doing that. And that's on us. That's on us, Brother Klee. So community for me is going to the community, getting the stars and the young, the young flowers, put some fertilizer, water them, give it the sun, and let that flower become a tree, and repeat the process.
And those roots will be permanently in the foundation.
Come on, Brother Klee.
Yeah. Shayla, trying to make it work for you.
In church.
There you go. Amen. Shayla said, try to make it work for us, what mirrors the community that you serve. Absolutely. Yep. So like you were saying, talking about getting those gems out there in the community and having them come in and nurturing them and water them. Like with all jobs across the nation, law enforcement is taking a huge hit too. There's a lot of soon-to-be high school grads. There's a lot of soon-to-be college grads. There's a lot of military individuals that watch this platform, and they kind of are they're at a toss-up. They know they have the rest of their life ahead of them. They know that they want to get into a career field where they can be successful, something they want to do. And law enforcement right now, is very cyclic. We were in the middle. We kind of took a hit back earlier or last week. So hopefully we'll be coming back up into there. What kind of advice would you give anyone that's looking to get into this field if you're recruiting or if they want to start applying to get into law enforcement?
I would say that even though this is a bad time for people like me and you, Brother Klee, because it's a great time for people coming in because there's so many opportunities.
That's true.
There's so many doors and opportunities that are wide open that me and you would never, ever think possible. So I would say if you want to be great, you want to get a true opportunity, you want to have a rewarding career, and this is the key too. For all the young people that want to get into STEM, right, or any other thing that they think law enforcement does not offer, we do offer that. You can get into law enforcement and be a monster in STEM. You see what I'm saying? You can be a complete monster in STEM or anything else you want to do. And that's what makes law enforcement so beautiful is whatever thing you're good at, there is a niche for you in law enforcement.
That's true. Yeah. I
repeat to everyone's listening, whatever you're good at, there's a niche for you in law enforcement. So come on in, contact me, contact Brother Klee, in the Boston area, in the Philadelphia area, we are here to help. We're not here just talking. My reputation precedes me about trying to help young people be great. Right. And I don't care if it's in law enforcement or you want to do something else. We're here to help, and we're here to make sure that our young people in our communities are great.
Yep, you move. A rising tide raises all ships. So whether you want to get in law enforcement or not, just going out and pursuing your passion will be beneficial to yourself, your family, and everybody. Absolutely.
Can the church say amen?
Absolutely. So let me ask you the second part of this question as well. So you got the applicants. They're like, okay, let me go ahead and start testing. Let me go ahead and get into this realm. You got seasoned vets now that have gone through the beer virus. They've gone through riots. They've gone through protests, and they've gone through a lot of different things. They've gone through current situations, and they're like they're ready to go. They're ready to go as soon as possible. How do you retain those seasoned officers before they already, what's it called, the term quiet quitting? They're quiet quitting. They're still working, but they're not working effectively to help train new guys coming in and to still be effective during their tender years as they start to transition out.
Brother Klee, another amazing question. I think that that's on the departments from the top, from the chief down, to reimagine the job and how to reconnect to the soldiers.
Okay.
And once again, I think that with the push of all technology is working against us because it's all about the stats. And we forget we have to reconnect to the soldiers because without the foot soldiers, you don't have a department. So you need somebody with foots on the ground to connect to the soldiers and ask the soldiers, what do they need? And how do they want it? No one is doing that anymore. It's just punch in the face. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't.
Figuratively, not literally, ladies and gentlemen, figuratively.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm sorry for that.
It's cool. I got you.
So we, if you can't keep driving the car without the oil change, eventually the car's going to stall on you. So we just have too many officers across the country right now that are being asked to give so much and not get anything back but a paycheck. In this job, you got to get more than the paycheck back. You got to have your officers, good job, Brother Klee. Your supervisors, good job. In the community, good job. And there's so many of us out there that are going above and beyond. And all we get is, well, you signed up for that job. And we got to just do more. And I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say this. The leadership has to find a way to connect back, you know what I'm saying, to the soldiers and what they want and how they want it. It just has to be done. Because at this rate, we're putting our cities, our states in a dangerous, dangerous place right now.
Good point. Good point. Thank you. Well articulate answer right there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And keep your comments and questions going. Shayla's in church too. She's like, yes, preach. She said amen. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're having a deep and a much needed conversation as well, talking about recruitment and retention in law enforcement, and not just law enforcement, but through jobs, period, across the nation, and which is highly important. But I want to change topics quick again, because this is Black and Blue, and we just kind of throw things out there and we tackle them as they come. Let's just say, in a perfect world, 3 to 5 years, you get your ultimate goal. I gotta word it this way because once you set a goal, you accomplish it. You set another goal. But if you could reach the end all be all, your goal, whether it's with your LLC, whether it's with law enforcement, what exactly would that be? How would that look like?
It'd be a two-pronged situation. Okay. It would be one to be like a chief of police somewhere where I can implement what I've been doing for the last 20 years with a proven track record of helping the community and through law enforcement and basketball. Okay. Number 2 would be getting to the point where I could travel and really talk about have these type of conversations with a group already ready, set to go, locked and loaded to come to your city or town and give you, that platform here.
Right.
So that would be the two-pronged answer, Brother Khalid.
Okay. I got you. I like that. And I know that's a hypothetical question that got to word it that way, but I hope things come to fruition in certain aspects. Maybe if it's not even 3 to 5 years, and whatever time frame is needed to get those things accomplished, because having people in the right position and having conversations in the right area is always needed, because a lot of platforms like to push a narrative that a few people think and believe, and that becomes a majority, when actually the majority is normally silent and they believe one way, but their voice isn't heard because the minority is the one who's basically standing on the soapbox yelling.
Exactly, and we got to get away from that, and that's one of the things that really disturbs me, because the minority is usually on the soapbox yelling because they have the power to do that, and they're usually yelling the complete opposite of what the people want.
Exactly.
And haven't even talked to the people in the community.
Right.
And it's always the agenda, but I don't want to go down there and take it, but
right.
We both.
Yep, absolutely. Man, we had a wonderful, great conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want you guys to stand by, because you know what? One Way Publishing says, Sergeant Be Safe, got to go ahead and say a few words. So enjoy this moment in time real quick, and we're going to come right back. All right, here we go.
Hey guys, I just got this bait from Treacherous Tony. It tastes pretty nasty, but I look cool with it, right? You guys should give it a try. Be cool like me.
Nah, you look pretty stupid. And if you get caught with that thing, you're gonna be in big, big trouble. Besides, I heard Treacherous Tony is that lame guy who likes to come around and hang around little kids. If you're hanging with him, you must be lame too. Come on, guys, let's get out of here before we get in trouble like Cooper too.
Oh no, Sergeant, be safe.
You kids get out of here. Cooper, tell me where you got that from.
I won't snitch.
I don't see what's so funny. Vape pens like that can lead to harder drugs and cause more problems for you. They're not appropriate for little kids such as yourself. So I suggest you do the right thing and tell me who you got it from.
Treacherous Tony gave it to me.
Tristan, I want you to take me there now. Are you?
Yes, I'm Treacherous Tony. What do you want?
Do you have a card? And why are you selling this to kids?
Yeah, I got a medical marijuana card. I don't sell it to kids. I give it to them.
You give it to them? What kind of an adult are you?
It's a vape pen. What's the big deal?
Are you kidding me? The big deal?
Get out of here, Sergeant No Safe.
Sometimes I just wanna. Yep, I think I will.
All right. I give up. I won't do it again.
That's right, you won't. You're off to jail. Put your hands up and come with me. Remember, kids, what's made for adults aren't suitable for kids. Those vape pens may look cool, but they are not good for you. And that's your tip of the day to get you on your way.
Oh no! Sergeant, be safe!
Subscribe now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we had a wonderful show today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for hanging on. I know it's a little later than normal. However, it is information that needs to get out there. We still have Steve Wilson backstage. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm going to bring him to the platform right now because through the course, let me do double screen. Through the course of conversation and through the course of on this platform, sorry, I get tongue-tied. There may have been a question that I may have forgotten to ask, or just jogging your memory. There may have been something that you wanted to put out in the platform. Is there anything that you want to say to me, to anyone who's watching, to anyone who may be watching the replay right now? The floor is yours.
Brother Klee, I definitely want to say something. The title of this beautiful show that Brother Klee has put his heart and soul in and blood, sweat, and tears is Black and Blue. And I want everyone out here to watch, just watching and listening, to know that it's very difficult to be a black man or a black woman and wear the uniform as well. It's a job within the job. It's an experience within an experience, and you just don't know how difficult it is unless you're in it. So take that into consideration when you see one of us out in the field and we're working hard for you, that we experience and go through things that no other officers go through, period. And it's a world that is just truly, truly difficult to navigate and to be mentally and physically safe at the same time, and to perform your jobs and duties. So I want that to be said. I know a lot of us don't say it, Brother Klee, but I'm going to say it here. That's why Brother Klee was man enough to come up with this title, because when I saw the title, I know what it means, and I know what it meant. That's why it touched me, because I understand that we go through things that we should not go through, just being black and wearing the blue.
Absolutely. Hey, enough said. No one can. Hey, no, I can't top any of that, man. I'm not even gonna try to. I appreciate you making yourself available. I appreciate you coming on the platform and blessing it with your experiences, with your knowledge, watching you grow, watching your business move forward. I appreciate everything. Thank you for coming on. I'm looking forward to having you again on the guest down the line when we have other topics to talk about. We got a bunch of wonderful things going on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, other projects coming to the forefront. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, this is Black and Blue, where we go live weekly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we got a special guest, and we're going to be going hard this whole month. February 2023 is live. We've been having fun. We've changed up the whole dynamic of the show, and I hope you guys are liking it and appreciating it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me get you out of here with Sergeant Be Safe. And make sure you guys tag, like, share, and subscribe, because we're going to keep moving this train forward. Thank you. 10-4, over and out. We all love you.
Thank you.
Yep. See if I can find something right here. Here we go. We'll we'll get this one.
I can't wait until my new children's book is finally published. Just riding along in my car listening to music.
Yeah, of course you are. And you're not looking in your rearview mirror either.
OMG, is that Sergeant Be Safe behind me? Guess I should get out of the way.
Oh my goodness! Pull over to the right and get out of the way!
There's an emergency up ahead and I need to get there. Drivers, you should be operating your vehicle with your radio at a reasonable level. You should also be aware of your surroundings, including what's behind you. So when I come through with my flashing lights and siren, you can immediately get out the way and I can go help whoever's in danger or whatever emergency is happening. Those seconds that it takes for you to pull over are very valuable. Me and my friends need every second imaginable so we can properly serve you. So pull over to the right immediately when you see our lights and sirens so we can go save a life.
Ah, my packages have finally arrived. About time. I'm sure glad I live in an area where nothing happens. Only action around here are deer chomping on people's flowers. I'll take him in after I get done cutting this here grass. This is my favorite pastime.
Aha! I see a package left unattended.
Another crime of opportunity.
Easy pickings for a guy like me. Oh no! There's Be Safe again.
Sergeant Be Safe,
Hello
is that
there.
you? It's good to see you.
Looks like I'm right on time again. Rob, you blind? Get out of there.
People make it so easy for me to get caught.
Hold on now. He really wanted to steal my packages?
Yes, he did.
Sergeant Be Safe, you're the best. The coolest cat in the land. You saved the day again. We need more like you, brother. We need more like you.
Trust me, I truly appreciate the glory and accolades. But you can really thank me by being vigilant over your property and making my job easy. Well, back to jail you go.
Ooh.
Package thieves are the worst. Even if you can't get home in time, invest in the security camera so you can catch these thieves. And their next view will look like this. Trust me, this isn't a good view. These seats aren't made for comfort, they're made to transport. Kids, this is one seat you don't want to sit in. Just imagine what your parents would think.
Ooh.
And this is Sergeant Be Safe giving you another tip of the day to get you on your way.
Subscribe now.